Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. I'm your host, James. Today, we are going to build up an icon system. Let's begin.
Sketchpad stacking, wireframes flying, mock-up amazing.
If you are a UX designer, I believe you already realized how important that icons are. So today, we are going to build icon one by one. Alright, let's do it, and click the new button and create a new Figma file and double click name and changing the name, rename it to XI icons. Today we're going to build hundreds icons right here in 20 minutes. Let's go. And now let's create some frame and copy and paste, duplicate 6 and change the background. So the first icon I want to create is very common icons when we're designing application or websites, right? So it usually stays left top corner. And let's change the edge to the round and change the color and place it in the middle. So this is the icon for back. Cool. And let's clean the size. So make sure no more digits behind the dots. And let's reverse it. So we have another icon like forward and downwards and of course upward. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we already have 4 icons. Pretty fast, right? And duplicate another. We can start to work on another. So FYI, I might change it later so that we can have a better looks. All right. So now let's create a ellipse and change the size and place to the center. So now we have another icon because I realized circumstance we might use it, right? So change the directions. So I might change the category for those icons as the arrows. So all those icons are arrows related. And change the space between because I cannot see the whole thing. So change the space between to small digits. Okay, duplicate another and change it. This time I want to a square. Yeah, sometimes I use this often. So maybe this time we should have some radius. Maybe where's it? Here, right? So now Figma already updates the UI to UI 3. You might notice this update at the 2024, which I'm really not very comfortable with. Maybe just not master it. So after maybe like several months, I will be used to it. So let's rename it. So make sure you won't be forget what is for. I want to tell you guys, I want to share my experience with the renaming. So in Figma, the next big thing for Figma is the AI. Figma AI will be able to help us to rename all the layers. But before that big thing happens, we need to rename it manually. Alright, I think this is a very good renaming system. To be honest, I'm just improvised a little bit. So maybe after that, I might fix it or change it. Okay, now we have how many? 20 icons. Let's change the color to the white color. Oh man. Okay, I think I'm comfortable with most of the icons. So the next step is make it into components. Okay, so now we have a bunch of the components. By the way, this is a main component, so which means we can duplicate them and changing them, right? All right, and let me duplicate few icons and modify it into new one. So this time I'm adding a line. So now this is a arrow that we often see in the graphic design, right? Okay, copy few and change the direction to the right, to the left, to the up, to the down. 4 more icons. So select all and change the direction. We have 4 more. Yay! Oh, I'm just thinking, maybe we can have double arrows, like towards different directions, which can have the meaning of the transaction. So let's change the direction like this. And now let's copy another one and make it short. And we can add a dot or a circle, right? A dot is not consistency with the style that we are building. So maybe a circle will be better. All right. And of course, if we have this arrow, we might have 3 more, right? At least we have 3 more. So now I'm testing. So if the icon was like scale or stretched, will it be weird? I think yes. Unfortunately, because in the constraints window, it's not set the correct value, right? See, it's not scale according to my size, my new size. So what we need to do is select all the elements inside of the components. Okay, now select all the elements and change it to scale. Now, yay, we have it. But notice that the line of the stroke is not changed. So if we click the outline stroke, it will be changed. But this is what I need. So I might need designer to change it manually to change the outline stroke. Okay, now let's create a new frame and copy and paste and copy and paste. Okay, and let's change the space between. All right, copy and paste. Okay, this is the icon for like sharing this stuff to your friend, right? Share icon. Yeah, make it even. Double click, delete it, and let's change the position of the upper side. Maybe this one. How's it look? Okay, so the next one, I'm gonna copy this one, this arrow, and make it shorter. Okay. So what's this icon supposed to mean? Down out. Yeah, you're very smart. Okay, change the position and change this a little bit. And the next one. I'm very enjoyed to draw such icon systems, but something I never did before because there are a lot of the icon sets to be used, like the charging ones or free ones, right? You can find it everywhere, but to build up by your hand is another thing. You will have better understand about the design, about the iconographic design. I think this is what every designer should do to build up your own icon set. I'm plan to design more of it because I already become a user experience designer for like more than 12 years. I cannot find the icon systems that I'm very comfortable with. So I decided to build up one for myself and for my friends and my colleagues. Okay, change direction here. All right. Okay, what else? I need to think about it. Let's think. Maybe, yeah, this arrow with the background, setting in the background, and changing the directions. Cool. I think when I publish this video, I need a background music because it's kind of boring, right? Listen to my nonsense when I designing those icons. So now I'm just fixing all the issues that the current icons, like the width of the stroke. See? So we have 3 options: outside, inside, and center. So I'm just testing which looks better. And don't forget, we need to find the correct size of the outside element. So like this background thingy, right? So if it's too big, it won't be equal to the other icons. What we need to think is about the consistency of the whole icon system, and also we want to make it like user friendly. So when user saw it, immediately user will know what this functionality is about. All right, and I'm using this new functionality of the Figma called mountable selection. So when you click the one item and click the mountable selection icon, it will trigger all the icons with the same name or with the same logic of the name. See? And we can change the properties of this group, like the sizes, like the position. Okay. And sometimes you find that if we are creating a smaller frame, it will be very hard for us to adjust the position. And you also need to consider the size of the elements to make sure it is how to say, not like 3.3333 something. Make sure it's like 4, because those digits matters. So if you are click the alignment, right, like align to the center, to the stuff like that, it will need to calculate the position. Okay, let's change the stroke, because previously the stroke is too how to say, too thin. So I want to make it a little bit broad, make it impact. All right, let's make them into components. Yay! Let's copy and detach it. Detach meaning unlink these components to the main component. They are not in a relation anymore. And now let's make a new component. So all the main components have this diamonds, 4 diamonds. So if you saw that, immediately you will understand this are main components. So the other components are like what we call in Figma instance, and the instance are clone of the main components. So if we change the main components, the clone, the instance will change accordingly. But now with the change of the Figma, you also can change the values of the instance. For example, like the sizes, like the colors, but in general, it must be consistent with the main components. Okay, let's clean it. And we have a background color. So at the end of the day, I will remove the background color. The icons will be stand in line and waiting for designer to use. Let me copy this one and change the size of this one and draw a line. Okay, and change the radius of the 2 points. Okay, so now we have redo icon. And if we change the direction of this icon, we have more icons, right? But this time, let me change the position of the arrow and change the direction, make a new one. Oh, we have 4 more icons. Cool. Okay, in order to not bore you, I decided to speed up the process. But I think the previous process already show you how to make the basic icons, correct? And basically, I'm just draw a circle with the arrow and copy it and reverse it. And let's make another arrow. So have this like yin yang or double arrows. And let's draw another one, but this one with a circle dot. So this can represent the meaning of the refresh. Okay, let's draw another arrow here and let's change it. Make it centered. Let's try different ways of the playing the stroke position. Okay, I think basically that's it. Let's add another line. So have this sense of the upside. And change the direction, we make 4 more variations. And this can be a category of the arrow, and this is a communication. So in the communication galleries, I decided to make a bunch of the icons that are communication related. I'm using a rectangle and another arrow to do a mailbox. And I think this is pretty cool, and duplicated that and reverse that. So if you have an envelope, you have at least 2 lines. Okay, this is beautiful. Let's copy another. Let's make it open and change the position and play around with the stroke. Okay, duplicate another, but this time we use a corner and we have a sub icon, sub virtual elements. So this can be meaning of the download email. So I duplicated arrow and changing the stroke, changing position. Okay. Nice. Give more space to the little guy. Alright. I think this looks good, and let's continue. So this time a circle and changing the points. So they have a bubble, a chatting bubble. And I replace the sub virtual icons with the stick. Okay, so we have a conform email icons, and we can use this concept to add another icon with the chat bubble and changing the end of the stroke to rounded and plus and duplicated plus. So I think now you know we can play around with the icon with the same main object but the different sub objects, right? Like the little conform icon or little arrows, and we duplicate it all, and let's see the how is the performance in the duplicated instance. Right now, I think some need to adjust it to scale in order that the other designer might use it, might scale it. So let's change all the constraints to scale. And we can use the mountable selections like these. Okay, scale, nice. And use the mountable, change to scale. You can find the instance above. Some of the instances are have a lot of bugs, a lot of issues. Then we can fix one by another. But we are fixing the main components, and we are checking the instance. So once it was fixed, then the instance will be okay. All right, I think now we are all good. And select all the stroke and change to scale. Good. So let's create another. Now we are good. I'm creating a mailbox. In fact, we don't have a mailbox here. Let's duplicate another. This time with a little eyes and a smiley face. Cool. And make it small. I think the dots need to be equal to the width of the stroke. Let's create a variant, and let's change the variant to a certain amount. So once we change the variables, all the strokes will be changed accordingly. So when we designing different applications, some might use a more broad, more impact strokes like the 3 or 2, but some are using like the 1 or 1.5. This really depends on the style of the different applications. In my experience, if you are doing a financial application, that may requires more accurate, more elegance, so you might need to thinner icons like the 1.5 west of the stroke or 1. And if you're designing like for the youngs, for the youngest, you might need to a little broad that have a sense of the cute feelings. So now I'm creating a bunch of the icon that's device related, like the MacBook and iMac, also iPhone and iWatch. Okay, all Apple product. But sometimes we are blur the brand so that we can represent like the Android or stuff like that. Now I'm creating the keyboard. That is good. And let's create a web camera. Sometimes I just duplicated all the properties that are already in other stroke. Now let's create battery icons. And battery icons usually have different status like the full power, low power, battery, so we can play around with the different lines. Okay, let's duplicate it another frame and make it top. So I realize that we don't have the close icons. So usually in other icon sets, I cannot find easily those icons that's very common in application design, like the close, like the more, like the add, like the minus, like the user, right? So we might have a different category called app. So in app category, we have more icons that usually happens in the usage of the application and the website design. So now I think it's all good, and let's changing the size, and we just think of more arrows, like double arrows. So let's copy that and make them into components and delete the background colors so that we can have a unified format. Okay, let's create another categories of the icons that have more buildings maybe. So let's create a building, and this is a building. Let's duplicate some windows, and let's draw a home and change the position of the point inside of this icon, and change the way that place the stroke. All right, one down. And we notice that recently we have this different style of the home icon. And let's create another skyscraper. Add some windows. And one more for the charts. So we can play around, finding the best. And I'm thinking about some charts. So we have this dot connect charts, and we have this linear charts. And also pie chart. Don't forget about pie charts. Very important stuff. And we have different ratio of the pie charts, right? Different digits and the share of the pie charts. And this just remind me we don't have the Bitcoin icon yet, so add one more Bitcoin icon. yeah. So it will be convenient for the folks that are designing financial applications. So adding one more. What's this? This is the currency categories. And let's do another icons. Now this time I'm think about doing like FAQs icons. So all the icons that I create just related to stuff that I'm working on. So I don't want the icons that have for everything, but have the necessary icons that work related. And sometimes we have this collection icons where user can save all the passages or stuff that they might interest in the future to use. Okay, create a rectangle and create this check mark. Alright, and we adding some decorations, so it's more like a paperwork. Nice. And add one more. Let's change the stuff.
Sketchpad stacking, wireframes flying, mock-up Maven. Always.
Congratulations, you finished this episode. And don't forget to subscribe us and please click the like button. Also, leave all your questions inside of our comment zone. I will see you on the next episode. Bye bye.